Whenever you're ready.
What's up, y'all? Danny here with Brooke, back for another Confidently Flawed episode. Happy 4th of July, right smack in the middle of the summer. Brooke and I both love this time of year. And one of the reasons I love it, obviously the sun, obviously the weather, but I just love the festivities. I love getting together with people. I love being outside, hanging out, going up north here in Michigan, going on a boat, all these different things that kind of come with summer. However, that also translates into very easily, because there's so many events, falling off our nutrition. So what we wanted to touch on today, it's the holidays. Hopefully you got some spare time. You can kind of listen in on this and get some tips going into the rest of the summer for how should we handle our nutrition. And it really comes down to, instead of giving you this, vast idea of like the super complicated thing that you should be doing for summer, you need to be more strict or anything there. What we wanted to do was come up with like what are like some quick, simple things that you can do to work on your nutrition still without it seeming so difficult or without it seeming so hard. And we actually just launched a free guide. We'll put it in the show notes. You guys are welcome to utilize. It's slow cooker recipes. So the reason we put this out during the summer is, people I think a lot of times think of slow cooker as like winter meals and things like that, but really, if you think about it, like if I can just throw a couple things, maybe a couple vegetables, some sauce, whatever, or whatever my base is, into a pot and just let it cook all day and not even have to really put that much time or effort into it, it's just gonna make my ability to have quick and simple meals done for me, right?
Mm.
And I can make a ton in a slow cooker that I could literally have for the whole week if I wanted, and I can make it pretty basic, anything there, so I can utilize it a lot of different ways. So we'll drop it in the show notes where you can get your free guide for this. But I mean, really, if you can do things like slow cooker recipes that you can just make throughout the day while you're at work or on the weekends or whatever it is. So while you're out doing all your things during the summer, you have some meals prepared and you don't have to spend hours prepping it, things like that. It just makes it super easy and simple. And there's so many different ideas in terms of slow cookers. The other couple things that I'm personally doing is, we mentioned it a couple months ago, like we partnered with a company called Just Meats, right? Where I order X amount of things of protein, where they send me a pound of different flavors that I literally can just heat up in a skillet. Again, 2 minutes, I got my meal prepared. If you can do things like that, if you can partner with a meal prep, again, we just partnered with a different kind of meal prep where they make our whole meals for us. I'll order like 4 or 5 of those a week that I have for like my lunches, and I just cycle through those, right? And yes, they might be a little more expensive than me making it my own, but if I don't have to think about it and I can just grab it and heat it up really fast, like it's just gonna make keeping my nutrition easier and I'm not having to spend any time. And I will gladly pay a few extra dollars to conserve my time and preserve my time for work or for fun or whatever it looks like, right? So those are a couple, things that you can kind of do. And then the other thing that I really do is I have a lot of like go-to grab and go options. So I'll rely on tuna packets with flavor. Is it the healthiest thing you could ever eat on the planet? No, but like in a pinch, if I need it, quick, easy, accessible protein that I can just grab and go. And or things like Greek, like 0% Greek yogurt. Like I'll do a lot of those, and I'll mix protein powder in it just so I get extra flavor or whatever it is. Like anything that I can do to at least maintain my health focus without having to put so much extra stress and then allow me to still enjoy all the summer events is a huge positive for me. And then come September, I can buckle down a little bit more and get a little bit more focus and everything there. So like for me personally, what has really helped during the summer, slow cooker recipes, which we'll drop in the links below. Um, from there is like things like companies like Just Meats that sends me protein that I just have to heat up. It's already flavored, it tastes delicious, it's good quality. Or like a meal prep company that actually makes you full meals that you can buy and just heat up. Or have grab and go options that are quick, simple, easy, Greek yogurts, cottage cheese. For me, maybe it's like higher quality jerky, like grass-fed jerky, or things like, you know, rotisserie chicken that I can just pick off, some, or what was the other one I said?
Tuna packets.
Tuna packets, right? Like little things like that. Like the combination of all of those, like, I'm set. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I can live off that easily, and it's not even really taking me any time, which is the best part about it. So find little options like that that you can do during the summer just to make your goals, your nutrition still front of mind, still allow you to enjoy summer festivities, but not have to, come into September or the fall and you have to completely start over.
Yeah, I love that. I think that convenience is what's going to help you keep your goals going and keep you on your focus, right? Like if you can make it convenient, if you're forgetting to pull out your food in the morning and then you get home at dinner and you like have to thaw food and you don't have things ready, like that's inconvenient, right? If you don't, if you go to somewhere that is like a pizza party and you don't have food ready for you that's aside from that, and it's more convenient to eat the pizza, but in the convenience of your goals it's hard. So I think if you can set yourself up that things are convenient, if that means like on a Sunday you just have to meal prep some different options, you can make little protein balls, you can make overnight oats, like have yourself set up so in the morning you wake up, you grab your healthy foods, you grab your healthy snacks. I know for me, like in the summers, I crave cold things. Like I want ice cream or I want, so I'll make yummy protein shakes more often, like at nighttime when I want, an ice cream. I'll make a cottage cheese ice cream, which I don't know if you guys have tried, but if you've never heard of cottage cheese ice cream, give it a try. Something as crazy as put a thing of cottage cheese in a blender. I throw some frozen strawberries, a little bit of salt, a little bit of honey, and a little bit of maple syrup. You blend it up. It is so good. It does not taste anything like cottage cheese, but it straight up tastes like strawberry ice cream. It's like a viral TikTok thing right now, cottage cheese ice cream, but like that's an amazing way to like satisfy your protein goals, but also satisfy your sweet tooth. I know Danny, you've got a sweet tooth, so try that. Like I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer. But I love the idea of having the snacks ready for you. I love the slow cooker idea, but even in the realm of slow cooking, like just to have things pre-made for you. I know for us, like with our strict diet that we do, we either number one, bring food with us when we go places. So we're not tempted to like eat that pizza, or we'll go full. So like we'll have already ate food before we go to an event. Like if we know there's going to be a barbecue or a party or somewhere where food's going to be present, we'll literally eat right before we leave. So we're just like not hungry and then we don't get hungry. Yes, it's hard to kind of look around and be like, okay, everyone's eating. So if there is healthier options, we'll fill our plate a little bit. So it's like we do fruit. So, if we see, if there's someone brought a fruit tray, like we'll throw a couple fruit on our plate and just like slowly nibble on that. And then also another great thing that is like kind of a hidden gem is like just stay hydrated. Like if you're out somewhere and you're just like feeling like you just need to be snacking, like just go get yourself a glass of water or drink some of your water, and that will actually help hydrate you and also help with your food cravings. A lot of people actually aren't necessarily hungry, their body's just thirsty. So I think, finding just those simple ways you know, being prepared. And I also love Danny's idea of like log your food before you go to bed. There's a saying that you always say, but like think of your food before you go to sleep the day before. So, if it's a Friday night and Saturday you have, you're going to on the boat and there's probably going to be unhealthy foods. So then maybe Friday you just make a little bit better choices. Like maybe Friday you don't have any carbs. So then Saturday is when you have your carbs. Or if Friday you're going to go out for dinner and you're probably going to maybe have a couple cocktails, maybe don't have a carb filled breakfast, like save that for the evening. If you can just be mindful of like what your days are going to look like, where you can kind of prep a couple days, even, the day before, I think that makes a huge difference too. Cause there's nothing like, being unprepared and then all of a sudden you're somewhere and you're like, gosh, I feel like I'm eating unhealthy, but like I had an unhealthy breakfast and I had an unhealthy lunch and this day's just screwed and now this whole weekend's screwed and then this whole week's screwed and then all of a sudden you're like, well, summer, screw it, I'll be back in September. So just remembering, like, number one, like it's all right to make mistakes and still live, but like if you can set yourself up the best for success, I definitely would say that's my best recommendation, to just nail your nutrition in the summer.
Yeah, and I like that part, you how you kind of mentioned that not having to be perfect, but like one of the things that I've seen from the most successful people is even if they do like just completely botch it, they go off track, everything there, they give in at the pizza parties, whatever it is. Like if you can at least make your next action back on track, right? So like the next morning you're back in for your workout, or you're prepping your food for that day, or you're logging your food, or whatever it looks like, is that's what allows you that long-term sustainability instead of like you said off weekend turns into an off week, turns into the whole summer, turns into like crap. I'm starting from scratch again in September. It takes me all, the whole next 9 months to get back to it. And then I'm finally there in May, and then June hits and I do it all over again, right? Like it just it stops that cycle a little bit easier to where you stay more consistent and more on track when like instead of having two off track situations, you have off track, back on track, on track, on track, on track, off track, on track, right? Like, so anytime you fall off from what your plan is, your next thing that you do is back on track. And if you can do that with some of these quick, easy ways to keep nutrition a focus during the summer, you're going to set yourself up for huge success.
I love that. I love that. Start your next habit on track. I think that's huge. So, hope you guys got value from this episode. We hope you guys are enjoying your summer. We hope you have a wonderful 4th of July if you're listening to this live, because such a great holiday, such a great celebration, and really just like a wonderful kickoff for the summer. So, we hope you guys have a safe, a healthy, a happy summer. And remember, your nutrition and your lifestyle habits do make a difference. So don't completely let them go away in the summer. Try to stay mindful of them, but hopefully these tips are helpful for you. So if you got value from this episode, please share this. Please give us a rating and review, and we'll be back next week with another episode of Confidently Flawed.